What? I'm here. But Lorenzo isn't? I'm here taking over his stream. Oh, I was taking over your stream. Hi, I'm Tits.
And I'm Areolas.
And I'm a professional critic and daily movie reviewer. He's a lifelong fan of film, and we're here today to talk about movies.
Today's movie is They Live, 1988, John Carpenter.
Yes, he does a lot of carpeting in his free time, hence the last name. But when he's not carpeting, he has this nice little film that I got requested to review last summer actually, and I just rewatched it today. And I gotta say, before I talk about more about the movie, it is definitely different on the second watch of it. What do you think?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it in forever, and it's a lot more entertaining now that I'm older. I don't remember the last time I watched it years ago.
It's definitely a movie in which you should probably be older to watch. Not for this ain't for children. You got some cool gun violence, not a lot of tits, unfortunately, but it has an anti establishment authority message, and that ain't for children. This is for adults. You know what I mean? So
it does have tits though at the very, very end of the movie. There's a pair of tits.
Very, very end, but not heavy with tits.
No.
So I wish this movie was heavy with tits. I mean, you kind of got the posters that have tits on them, but other than that, the tit count is probably two for one titty.
Yeah. The pair.
the pair of titties.
There's two tits. Yeah.
Exactly.
Technically.
Do you have anything else to say before we start reviewing this movie and talking about it? Because I've reviewed it, and while I've reviewed it last year, watching it again has brought some new thoughts, a new way of thinking about the movie. So,
well, I just know it has Roddy Piper, the wrestler, and then it has Keith David, which is he does a lot of voice work. I know he's done Mass Effect, and he's the president in Rick and Morty.
Okay,
so, yeah, he does a lot of voice work. But yeah, they're pretty good actors. I don't know they were pretty good in this movie.
They were pretty good in this movie. So in order to start this movie, we're kind of focusing on a guy, and I don't know his previous occupation. Don't really know much about him. All we know is that he's walking from the trains, meaning I'm thinking he's coming from the trains themselves and just walking. He seems to be hitchhiking. What do you think he's doing? What do you think he's got in that bag? Other than tools.
I was about to say he's a drifter, and all he kind of alludes to is that he has tools with him, and he's done hard labor, but that's about it. I guess he's supposed to be just a working man,
a vagabond, if you will. That's probably
is that the term?
Yeah, I think that's the term for people who move around a lot and aren't specifically located in one place. Doing different professions too. So he is a vagabond, and he goes to this construction site to get a job, right? And it's first of all, he has no resume. If you had to do a job now, get a job now, it would take 2 weeks at least to get a job. Are you serious? You could just oh, I have tools. Oh, well, I could use your help. All right, you're on the payroll. And it's no social security numbers needed, no driver's licenses needed. None of this bureaucratic bullshit is needed. So, this is already a pure society that we're living in.
I know when I was growing up, we had when I applied for jobs, you had paper applications. Now everything's online.
You know what's interesting?
Mhm.
When you mentioned paper applications, there's only like one job that I've had within like whenever I'm working at like a place, one job out of like the six before doing like Fansly. Uh, Only one of them had paper, and it was a Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's had the paper application, but like anywhere
Okay.
else had online applications. And man, nobody answers their online application. This is a non-tangent, but like this guy was able to get an employer to notice him pretty much immediately off the bat versus like, oh, I've applied to the Starbucks for the second time this quarter because they won't fucking call me. I guess you have to go in person, but you know, I working in person, meeting up in person, always better. This is the first lesson of this movie, right here. All right.
Yeah,
Then
but then you look desperate if you I don't know. You could tell he was desperate, so
he was desperate. I mean, like, does it really matter if you're desperate for a job? I guess the employer just kind of would want somebody to work who seems qualified. This guy looks like a working man. He seems like a construction worker. This ain't no like limp dick pussy ass arms super thin like mine person walking up to him and be like, I need a job. No, this guy has some muscle. All
no,
right, so
yeah. He's fucking buff.
I also really like how he puts in a hard day's work, and he's not allowed to stay at the construction site for obvious reasons. And so there's a guy who's like, hey, I'll take you to this place. All right, you're coming with me. And before I continue further, I'm really bad with names. Do you remember their names?
uh I know the guy never really gives his name, Roddy Piper's. I can't remember fucking Keith David's name. I know he gives his name, but
Yeah, damn.
yeah, I'm very bad with names. I just know let me see. I could look it up.
Well, that's good. As you look it up, I'm gonna keep describing this scene. So he goes with this guy, and the guy's like, "Come with me if you want to live." Uh, not Terminator related, but he's like, "I got this homeless shelter camp kind of area," and that reminded me of oh, there's some really nice people in this world, and here we have this guy who took the other guy, the hardworking guy, to the camp. He's like, everybody's just so greedy today, stuff like that. There's a lot of like greed in this movie as the more and
Mhm.
more this movie commences, and I really like how he's already like, I gotta just take care of my family. I don't want to be part of some bullshit. And I'm like, totally get you, man. I'm
Mhm.
totally on your side. However, if you see some, I guess if you see some weird shit, you're not going to say it. If you're not going to comment on it, you're not going to tell the cops. That's a good policy, actually. You know, honestly. I don't know why, because the cops in this movie suck. I mean, I think this movie is an accurate reflection of modern society right now.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. 80s movies being 40 years too early. That's wild. I guess they couldn't be made today because it would be accurate. But I really like how he's like, all right, whatever. And did you find out the names?
Yeah, well
All right,
the black guy's name was Frank,
Frank.
and yeah, I know the Roddy Piper never gives his name, but yeah, it's in the credits as like John Nada.
John and Frank. Okay, that's more
Yeah.
helpful. So we got John and Frank. There's kind of a chilling out best buds together. I like how they're instantly buddies.
It made me laugh because it's like how they became friends. It was like, I'm you following me. I don't like people following me, and it's just like, well, I don't like people leading me wherever without knowing. Like it's
Yeah,
just how guys become friends. You know what I mean? It's not like girls when they hug and share dolls or something, you know.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know how friendship is made. I
yeah,
only
it's
have friends online.
it's weird to make friends as
Yeah,
as adults, you know.
but they hit it off pretty much instantly, and it's like,
Hmm.
wow, that's I don't know if I've seen that ever in real life.
They're
So
like, I don't trust you, and I don't trust you. Hell yeah, let's hang out.
I'm mostly like someone's like, trust me, and I'm like, I don't trust you, and they're like, yeah, and then I'm like, I don't trust you even more. I'm gonna stay away from you. That's usually how it works for me if I if that happens. But there's also a church with a singing choir, and I like the church with the singing choir because I was like, holy shit, they're singing about the Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord, hallelujah, fun stuff like that. But it's a front. First of
Hmm.
all, you got some hackers, some asshole hackers hacking the TV. Man, these guys who are saying, and these dudes on the TV they're hacking their way through TV and shit is like, those idiots. And when I encountered that, I was like, man, you guys are the real idiots. You guys can't see. You guys are blind, pretty much. Well, it's like a blind person telling an artist that they can't draw. It's pretty much like that.
Well,
And
their minds are asleep, and the frequency keeps them sleeping. Their minds, they're not awakened or whatever.
like
Which is kind of like ironic because the word woke is like the complete opposite nowadays as
Uh, yeah, words get taken by dummies, and then they're the
yeah.
opposite meaning. Or
Hmm.
actually taken by reappropriated by smarties who don't want that word to mean the word it means. So they use it constantly, misuse it until it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
there's that. What's also interesting is he goes to the choir and he sees those hackers and they're like, first of all, he bumps to the wall, and then a guy comes and starts touching his hands, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the first time that I watched this, I was thinking that's kind of weird. Why are you touching the hands? Are you trying to like rub Jesus all over him? Jesus essence? You're like, oh lordy Lord, please bless his soul in this time of need. But the second time I watched it, I'm like, oh, is there like some weird uh, distinct figures that occur whenever there's a when it's not a human person. It's like,
Well, no, he's feeling if he has calluses because typically the working man has really rough hands,
mm-hmm,
and in this society and even in real society, if you're rich you don't really like do a lot of hard work so your
mm,
hands stay smooth. And so he
okay,
was like feeling if there were calluses, and he's like, oh, you've got the hands of a working man, you must be like a low, not one of them.
okay. There's also like that makes sense. That also makes sense in the context that it's definitely a wealth divide. Like
Hmm.
there's a lot of like you got the ultra rich and then you got the ultra poor and there's more people becoming poor. And there's a big old gap in the middle. You either have no money or all the money. So I guess that makes sense. He's trying to see if like this dude is on their side, so to speak.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. I also found it interesting that when there's like a helicopter in the sky and John, that's his name, John is like saying to a group of people, yeah, they just got speakers in there. They're actually hallelujahing. And then when that happens, and then the next thing happens is there's a police raid on them. I'm just thinking, can they like, do they have supersonic hearing? Did they hear John say this? And then they're like, oh, well, there they are. That confirms it. We thought that they were in there, but this totally confirms it. Is that what was happening? Did you get that read?
Yeah, I feel like they could have overheard. I mean, they're like everywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even not to like fast forward to the ending, but one of them turned on You know what I mean? Like one of the homeless dudes became a rich dude, and he like turned on his own people, uh,
Yeah,
you know, to become rich as long as he complied. You know.
that is true. Man, this movie kind of makes me sad, but it also makes me happy at the same time. Because what makes me happy is the violence against the police officers in this movie. They're fucking awful. There you got some like human police officers, right, trying to like catch him. And then like also seems like they're just demolishing the entire homeless encampment, which is a dick move. But like as soon as you have like a cop who's like, stop right there, and then he like John dismantles them both, has a gun. I'm like, all right, here we go. He's gonna fuck up all these authoritarian douchebags. They're gonna get shot in the face. They're gonna have, instead of 2 eyes in their head, they're gonna have 3 holes. Wait, sorry, 3 holes, 4 holes, because they're gonna add an extra hole through their brain. Fun stuff like that. Uh, oh, what do you think of the cops in this? I mean, I know there's
Yeah,
nice cops, human cops, but
yeah,
they're
and
scary.
they're doing their job, you know. But the human cops at least are, you know.
Yeah.
But the other cops, they know what's up. They're like, oh, he can. Remember when he just first got the glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes into that. He starts seeing everything. He goes into that grocery store and he just starts calling that old lady. He starts
Ah, that
talking
was so
shit to her.
funny.
Yeah,
Man,
he's like, you're ugly.
that was a
He's,
big shit talker. I don't think he should have done that. That was a really dumb thing for him to
it
do.
was,
It was
yeah.
really stupid. If I had glasses that showed me all of the ad marketing stuff, which I don't need glasses to see this, I can already see this. But hypothetical, all the hitting meanings that they're trying to convey in advertising, uh, like if I had glasses, I wouldn't tell anyone what they did, because like if they're hiding shit from me that only I can see with glasses, then like they got control over everything. They're gonna fuck me up if I tried anything. You know what I mean? I gotta be a little sneaky with my plans to dismantle this. What are they fucking call robots? Alien dudes? What are they?
They're like interdimensional beings, and I think at the end they're saying like, I know when they were like going traveling wherever with the teleporter, they were going to like a planet called Andromeda,
Hmm.
but I believe they're like interdimensional beings that, you know, go planet to planet, use all their resources, and then move on.
Man, what
Uh,
assholes.
I mean, but that's essentially what we're doing here on Earth. Like, we're depleting the resources and trying to get to Mars, you know. But yeah, I feel like if I had glasses that could see that, I would be quiet too. I wouldn't just talk
Yeah.
shit to. You don't know
Yeah.
if these things have super strength, or
You don't
you
know what
don't.
they got. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what's up with them, and all of them are just like, he can see us, and they all talking to their watches.
And then they all like stare at him as he
Yeah.
walks out, and then like he gets fucking encountered, and that's when he gets the gun. Also, when he to kind of go back a tiny bit, when he first gets the glasses and he's at like the newspaper stand and he was looking at all the signs and shit, and like this is the first time that he sees a dude with a weird ass face, like he just keeps staring at him. Like, stop fucking staring at him. It's gonna make him suspicious. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop it. Why? Ugh. Yeah. I had that reaction.
Yeah, like he has to stare at him for a good like 3 minutes, and it's like, dude, I think just 1 minute would be enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, he's already getting suspicious.
he's staring like kids stare at handicapped people or something. You know, like just.
Stare at the people who are harmless. I wonder if there's kids that are like interdimensional beings, or
I
if all
wonder.
the
Yeah,
kids are just human. Because that'd
yeah,
be interesting. If they had like a different age system than us, like humans, we live up to like fucking forever, 100 years max. That's the cap. But What if these guys lived for like thousands of years, and
Yeah.
if the kids were up to age 100? So, like, that'd be interesting. Is there a sequel to this movie? Is where I can learn more about their society?
I don't know if there's a sequel to the. If there is, it probably sucks because I've never heard of it.
Man, I don't think there'd be. They live too. Actually, that could work as a title. Oh wow. Where was I though? So basically, he's got the glasses. He's wearing the glasses. He's trying to escape the cops. I like his little maneuver plan of escaping the cops. I just dropped my phone.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
so the maneuver to escape the cops is to kidnap a woman and
Yeah.
make sure that she goes to her place and he can just chill out. He's like, oh, these fucking glasses, am I right? And then as soon as he mentions the glasses, the chick is not like, I want to see those glasses, because that's what I would do, even if there was like a fucking guy trying to kidnap me. If this was the case, I mean, from the audience's perspective, you know, like what's happening, but this chick doesn't know shit. But if I was that chick who didn't know shit, I would still want to check out the glasses. The glasses are pretty cool. I mean, why the fuck wouldn't glasses be compared to a drug? Like, that's intriguing, isn't it?
Why wouldn't you just humor him? Because, well, and she does, like, I guess say that she's like, whatever, I'm gonna put these on, and whatever you want me to see, I'm gonna see regardless. Because you're a crazy guy with a gun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like listen to you. You know.
Yeah, she fucking like pushes him out the window before all this shit happens. That was funny. That was so abrupt and funny. I was laughing when that happened. I'm like, haha, get fucked, guy. You should have done a different approach.
He's just like, oh hey, what's up? And then like he starts trusting her, and she just fucking like ninja flips him out the window. And
exactly, dude, that hill must have hurt, man. That's how you know he's human. He's got battle damage right there. The glass shards, oof.
I don't know how you walk away from that. He's fucking beat up. Yeah.
He somehow did. But you know what's really interesting? He just keeps on walking. He just keeps on walking. But he goes to the construction site, right? Where Frank is. And Frank's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You killed a bunch of people at the bank. You killed a bunch of motherfucking people. And I'm like, but you didn't see who they were. They were the weird dudes. They were the weird ones. I guess if you were to say that, that'd also make you look insane and crazy. But he just looks insane and crazy, but he's also saying the truth the entire time, which I really like, because it's like, holy shit. Wow. I really hope that he doesn't like screw up this friendship. You know?
So you care about more of the friendship than the whole world like being inhabited by interdimensional beings.
Yeah, they gotta be friends. Honestly. Like, how else are you gonna live? Like, I mean, if you're in a world with interdimensional beings, then you gotta have buddies. You know what I mean? Exactly. So what's interesting about that scene is they have a big old fight, right? Big old fight in the alley, because Frank is like, I'm not putting that fucking thing on. I'm like, just put the fucking sunglasses on. And like, we have John and we have Frank, they're having a nice little wrestle. Just a little wrestling between bros. Just what bros do. It's not gay or anything.
It's
no homo. They didn't say no homo.
Horsing around.
Yeah.
Horseplay.
Wait, is it gay if they didn't say no homo though?
I don't remember them saying no homo.
They didn't say no homo. That was gay as shit. That's fine though. Exactly.
Yeah, so, and I think legit the fight scene is like the longest fight scene like in like Guinness World Records. I don't know if it is now, but back then it was.
Time it was.
Yeah, it was a really long fight scene for no reason,
It was. I felt like it was necessary though, because like after fighting for so long and then finally having the glasses shoved on his face, he's like, bro, I'm sorry. I can see all of it now. And I'm like, dude,
He's
what the
like, what the
fuck?
fuck? Yeah.
You didn't have to fight. You didn't have to fight in order to have the glasses. I guess I from my theory on why he didn't immediately take the glasses is because maybe he's like he's scared. He says that a lot in the movie. He's scared. He wants to take care of his wife and child. So there's that, and so it's like, I want to deal with this shit. But like, do you really think glasses is like some sort of drug or something? Like, I've never seen a drug in the form of glasses. Have you?
No, but I wouldn't like. Why are you making
Google
it such a
Glass is
big deal?
close.
Huh?
Google Glass is close.
Glasses close?
Google Glass. Do you remember
Oh,
Google
Google
Glass?
Glass. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And maybe those new Apple VR shits are gonna be
Oh, I saw
man.
that.
Yeah.
Did you watch non sequitur just for a little second? Did you see that? Did you see that? The Vision. What is it called? The Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah,
Cool
all I
as
saw
shit.
was the price tag and I'm like, fuck that.
But did you see the features though? There might be like a one for consumers because this is the Pro version, like with
I
less
mean,
features.
all it's gonna be used for is what, porn, right? Like, so
Yes.
you so it looks like you're getting head in first person view. Like that's all it's gonna be used for.
Yeah, or it can like if there's a porn in VR, then it could be like you're fucking the chick while in VR, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. You're
Although
you're you're Ronald McDonald and you're fucking Wendy's from Burger King
oh,
or
the ultimate
whatever.
mashup. Exactly. Get Grimace in there.
This big old fast food orgy.
Yeah. The Burger King's there to film it.
Or
Mayo what?
he's doing Fortnite dances in the background or something.
Oh, my mail packet spilled everywhere. It's all over Wendy. Exactly.
That's the future. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it's going.
This will happen in the presidential campaign of 2036. I'm predicting it now. They Live is very interesting. Where was I? So we have Frank and John. They're going to this another underground meeting, and a lot of the guys aren't arrested or dead, which is cool. Also, the chick that got thrown out of the window by Frank. No, not Frank. Wrong name. John. John got thrown out of the window by her, rather. She's there. And she's like apologizing. I'm like, yeah, you fucking dumb bitch.
Yeah, and he's all cool about it. Like, hold
like,
on, you know.
I mean, how can you be so cool about that? He must be like cool as fuck. Like, he must be the coolest dude in the world. You know, it's just like really intriguing. His character, like his character, seems like he doesn't believe in what authorities telling him inherently. Whenever people are like, oh, well, don't look over there, he looks over there. He kind of has that personality. And I'm glad that that personality got him to this position where now it's time to fuck up those signals.
Yeah, and it ends up that you don't know, but I guess that girl is like one of them. She's not like an interdimensional being, but she's part of them. And that's kind of like
Yeah.
she leads them because there's just a huge ass explosion.
And then there's
And
fucking cops, and then they're
yeah,
raiding the place, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? How did they find out about this place?
and you're not sure like why or how. And then
Yeah,
they use like the watch as a teleporter. They
that was
teleport
cool.
to that hole. I wouldn't go into a hole, like a random
I would.
hole.
I don't want to get caught by the cops. You would rather be arrested by the cops, potentially tortured for knowing too much?
Well,
No,
yeah,
I'm going into that hole.
if I was like, yeah, life or death, you're caught against a rock and a hard place, I would. But
Yeah.
when Frank was like, I don't know what's in there, like I'm not going in there. It's just
I
like,
mean, I
yeah,
felt that too, but I was like, you gotta go in there, man. It's the only escape, you
it's a
know?
fucking hole. Like,
This
where
little
does it
hole.
go?
The hole could have gone to a place with many different holes, and then they could have been in a whole vortex, but they didn't know that. Luckily, transported them to a nice little tunnel. And there was somebody nice enough to greet them. And the person who greeted them, I was like, this is a little sketchy. This tunnel's too sketchy. This is for those guys, those interdimensional dudes. This is for them. I'm sure there's more down here. You guys are not safe, actually. Get the fuck out of here. But it is a great place to look for the newscasts area, that which they are just graciously shown, which is very interesting. What do you think about the tactic to just start showing them shit at the end before they're able to lose or win? You know, what do you think about that? I kind of find it confusing from the enemy's side.
Well, that dude that was one of the homeless people, he's kind of like, hey, yeah, you're one of us now. Yeah, it's better to be on this side, brother, and I'll show
Yeah,
you around. He's trying to like impress them or something, I guess.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then yeah, and then they get to that news area, and he's like, get us in, and then they just start shooting like crazy, throw grenades. They get in there shooting anything that moves, basically.
yeah.
It's
Oh man,
alien.
I wish they held their gunshots. You know, I don't know what type of weapons that they got. I know they have like guns and shit, but like what other more advanced weapons that they have? Like personally, that's what I'd be afraid of. But what's also interesting is I don't really see the people who have like these guns, right? I don't really see them using more advanced technology, especially those intergalactic dudes. They only have the satellite, which
Yeah.
the chick is like, "Oh, please don't destroy it," and then he destroys it, and now everyone can see everything, and there's no ending after that. Well, that is the end. I meant to say nothing is clear as to what happens after that, but I do like to speculate that there's a riot for sure. Do you think the humans would win though?
I don't think so. Because it's basically the rich against the poor, and
Mm.
the rich always win. I guess they would just have to like reveal themselves, but I would feel like the world would be all weird because it's just black and white. Well, I don't know if it's black and white because that's what you're seeing with the glasses, but like all the ads are just like consume, reproduce,
Yeah,
sleep, and it's like, okay, is there anything like real here?
I think personally, what I think what would happen is there's a lot of poor people and there's not a lot of the elite. We saw the room in which supposedly all the elite were, and what's interesting is that I feel like there'd be a lot of poor people with access to guns. There's a lot of poor people versus like cops, and if you have enough of them, you can overrun a bunch of cops, take their guns, then fight these dudes. You know, it'd be really interesting. Also, you wouldn't. I'd be curious if the humans started shooting the humans who were cops too, because they're on their side. You
Yeah,
know.
but a
Um.
lot a lot of that is like, the world teaches you to respect authority. Like a policeman, regardless of his motives, he must be doing what is right. And in this case, obviously, and I mean, even more so now in this world, cops are like doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
They're not like upholding the law. They're just being tyrannical, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to say.
That's an accurate description. I
Hmm.
think in like Uh, what's interesting about this movie and relating it to where we live now is I definitely think there's more and more like hidden advertising. And what I mean is like advertising that's to promote like to promote but like with anger, like promoting a thing but like it's going to make somebody angry. I saw a headline on the I saw a headline today on Twitter that was complete nonsense. I don't even know what it was, but it was like it wasn't any slang that I recognized. Like who the fuck, like you're hiding meaning and nonsense words. And so I just think that that's kind of what this movie They Live did. They're hiding the true meaning in the nonsense words, meaning like the advertising, because the advertising doesn't matter. It's
Hmm.
just pretty. People look at advertising all the time. They don't
Hmm.
necessarily like think, "Oh, I'm gonna buy it," but they definitely have it subconsciously in their heads.
Hmm.
So it's just They Live is definitely interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Advertisements always been like that from, I guess, like if you look at the '60s, it would be like, oh hey, buy your wife a nice vacuum so she can clean.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it
or
basically,
diamonds.
yeah, like it was,
Diamonds.
it's basically. And then even in like Hollywood movies or the TV, it was like, oh yeah, women are supposed to act this way, men are supposed to act this way. Like, oh, the American dream is real, even though in this movie there's no way. They're always keeping you down, like there's no way
Mm-hmm.
to win.
Yeah,
And then you look at advertising now. I mean, it's with, the rainbow flags or even sexual, I mean, sex sells. Like that's
yeah,
like number one, of course, uh
yes. Also,
but
what's interesting is like I think taking current existing symbols and muddying them down broadens the scope of like the audience that you're going for. And since you broaden the scope, then there's like many factions and they'll be like fighting against each other. Like I see this a lot in the LGBT community now that they added like uh you got the trans stuff on top of the already like rainbow colors. I
mhm.
firstly, from a design standpoint, that's way too messy. I fucking that looks like ass. Like that flag looks 100% like ass. But like I think trying to shove everyone into the same flag is kind of stupid. Well, it's not stupid. It's I think it's smart and also evil is what I mean to say. It's kind of evil because it's like you're taking the flag, which is just to support like LGBTQ, already had trans in them in the name of the group, the flag that it represents, and then like adding more people to it. So for I don't really get that reason why, and I think for doing that, yeah, more infighting is happening, and so less unity, and that's what they and They Live want is more selfishness, less unity. And I think that like a lot of the decisions now with like marketing are like especially anger based advertising
Mhm.
is designed to destroy communities, bring more infighting, more selfishness. It's just going to lead to this path, but like not by intergalactic guys who can teleport off space, but like I don't know who's doing it. I just know
Well,
that's happening.
you don't know because that's what they say. It's the lizard people, in the White House making this kind of stuff happen. But yeah, that's definitely it. Like it feels like the higher ups are keeping us down by creating these like battles that we don't need to. We need to be unified, not divided. But when we're divided, were more easily controlled, you know?
Yeah, like the United States of America, and the name's United, right? But I think United is no longer United States, even though that's the name. It, you have like the entire West Coast, a lot of the East Coast, excluding like the Carolinas and Florida and Georgia and shit. Like you got these two coasts versus like everybody else in the middle of the country. And that's like the division that I feel like is artificially being stirred up.
Yeah,
But it's
and it's
also different like circumstances of living too. Like in cities, there's a lot more people, so you'll want a lot more control of like the cleanliness of that area because of the amount of people, meaning wanting higher taxes and such like that. But like the middle of the country, it's more like spread apart, like, and more like individualized, more family focused, and you don't want to pay all the taxes of the West Coast, but like the way that I feel like decisions are being made are is to accommodate the coasts. Well, accommodate, I think it's kind of giving them what they want, but it actually creates more problems than it solves. And then also fucking over the middle as well. So also, have you been to DC? Washington is DC.
no, I don't get out like at all.
All right. Well, I've been out a lot, and especially to DC. So the tourist parts are the nicest part of the city. They gotta keep it maintained because a bunch of people are going there. Oh, this is United States. This is the pristine beauty of the United States. If you get out of that area, potholes, shitty roads, terrible roads, confusing roads, bumpy ass roads, and it's like it's awful. Like I think it's the worst streets in America is in DC. So it's like that
Mhm.
just goes to show that like I feel like America as a whole is a front, and then the back of that front is fuck them. Don't fuck all of them. It's all greed. That's what I think it is. That's my conspiracy theory.
No, that's exactly I mean, that's what they say with the Illuminati and all this stuff. You have these secret societies trying to keep the population, like the majority, down,
Yeah,
while the quote unquote minority or the rich powerful continue to get rich and powerful and stay that way,
exactly.
and it's, I don't know, it's crazy because we're seeing like more and more of it like unfold, like they're admitting to it, and all we could say is like, oh, okay, like we can't be like, ah, we got you, and they're
Right.
almost like, what are you gonna do about it?
Exactly. There's not really much you can do about it because there is a cap, I think in like the 1800s, of how many representatives there can be in the House of Representatives. And so there was like a ratio to withhold when the country first started. But now there's just a set number and then a fuck ton of Americans. And you're supposed to be able to contact them. A few years ago, I've tried to contact a congresswoman way before I knew that was nearly impossible. I got no email back. Right. I think I was like complaining about the roads or something. This was Washington State, so the area where I was living, the roads were terrible. I don't know what was exactly what I was talking about, but I was like, trying to like write something to the congresswoman, like, hey, my taxes aren't being allocated here, blah
Hmm.
blah blah, and then
Yeah,
no response. So, have you ever tried to contact a congressperson
I don't think so. I know,
or representative? Sorry, rather, that's the wrong word. I
yeah,
used the wrong word. I meant to say representative because that
I
those you
know
can contact.
they're supposed to work for us. I know,
Yeah,
like, we're the ones paying their jobs and all that, but I feel like we're just gonna be on deaf ears because it's like, until it's a problem to them, it's not a problem. If
yeah,
that's just how it goes. I don't know, like
Yeah,
you
I
almost
just
get used to it.
I also feel it's kind of pointless getting into politics, mainly because the electoral college is already like those people who decide the votes. They can just vote for whoever the fuck they want, and there's been past instances where electoral voters have put in wrong presidents' names, and so it's just like whoever the fuck is buddy buddy with these dudes, and so I'm like, well, I know that all you want is lobby money so you could do more shit, whatever. So I just don't bother with the electoral college. I just think it's all a big old scam. It used to not be, but it is now. So
Yeah, I don't even vote. It to me it's an illusion of choice. Like
yeah,
you get to pick out of these two people and it's like what the fuck, like that's like picking, mustard or pickles on my burger and I don't like
it's
either of them.
it's like I
Yeah.
prefer mayo, but like
Yeah.
if you went for a third party voter, then like the person that you like more is going to get less votes, and the person you don't like is going to get elected because it's first one to 51 wins or some whatever the fuck the number
Yeah.
is,
Or whoever had
273.
the most money to campaign or
Yeah,
where, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that people become president, I'm sure.
yeah, I'm sure of it, or just through sheer will, I guess. But you know who I want to see as the president? The Rock. I'd like to see what
I
he
was
would
gonna
do.
guess The Rock. I was gonna guess The Rock too.
Remember when there was like a fake presidential campaign for him? I don't remember when it was. I think it was 2020. It was like The Rock 2020, and I was like, unironically, I would like to see what he does, even after having seen and reviewed all of his movies and knowing that he actually seems like a little bit of a douchebag. Uh, but I would still want to see him
Have you
being as
really
the
seen all
president.
of his movies?
I've seen all of his movies.
Really? No,
Yeah,
you saw like Doom and what's the other one? The Scorpion King?
yeah, those ones. I did see
Dang.
those.
Dang,
Uh,
those aren't very good.
No, I
uh,
mean the effects in the Scorpion King for its time is nice, but like, it's for its time, doesn't hold
yeah,
up.
for its time.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna play a game real quick
All
that I
right.
wanted to do for you called Guess the Gimmick,
Okay.
where since Roddy Piper was in They Live, I chose 10 different wrestlers here.
Ooh.
I have pictures of them, and you have to guess what their names are just based
Oh.
off of their looks.
Oh. Okay. There will be no name options, just pictures.
Just pictures. You have to
All right.
guess.
Oh, that's fun.
So here's the
That
first
guy.
one.
Hulk Hogan with fur.
Yeah,
Wolf Hogan.
they
Wolf
were
Hogan.
trying they were Wolf Hogan. They were trying to make him the new Hulk Hogan for sure. This is the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
he does look ultimate.
yeah, he is the Ultimate Warrior. Next one. Let me zoom in.
Uh. Uh. The tax collector.
That is very close. That is very close.
What's his name?
His name is IRS, which stands for Erwin R. Shyster. And that,
IRS. Oh my
yeah.
fucking god.
And
That's so fun.
that's his gimmick, that he's like a tax collector. Like he he takes
Is
the
he a heel?
taxes. Yeah, he's a heel. He's a
Oh,
rowdy heel.
I want to kick him in the face.
He would work with the $1 Million Man,
Uh,
like being the money team or whatever.
okay.
Uh let me see here next. Let me zoom in.
Who the fuck? Uh, his name is Mummy Without a Mommy.
This is supposed to be the Yeti.
The Yet? What the fuck?
I
The
don't know.
Yeti?
Yeah, with
He's not
WCW.
furry.
I know it's very strange. WCW had a bunch of weird gimmicks. I mean, not that WWF didn't, but this is the Yeti, and they said that the Yeti.
The
That's how they pronounced
Yeti.
it. The Yeti.
Ah, fun.
Let's
All right, what's the
next
next
one.
one?
Let
All
me
right.
zoom in.
The guy has a. Is that a sparkly stormtrooper mask?
That is a sparkly stormtrooper mask.
Uh, Darth Glitter.
This this is the Shockmaster.
This is the Shockmaster. My
Yeah.
name's better.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I mean, it could have probably got him sued, which is probably why he didn't use it. But
Yeah,
still,
it's a very strange gimmick, and yeah, he like botched. He like you see the wall that's right there behind him.
yeah.
He as soon as like they announced him, he tripped and he fell, immediately killing the gimmick. But not that it was gonna work anyways. Look at it; it's just a stormtrooper helmet, bedazzled. You know?
Yeah, that seems very blinged up.
Yeah, it's very like okay.
Is that
Let's
a
go. What?
like a rain jacket or like a what is that called? A bulletproof vest that he's
I
just
don't think
putting
that's
around him.
nah. I don't know what it is. It just looks like a poncho. Cut the sleeves off or something. Like
Yeah.
it.
Or maybe he
He's
rolled the sleeves in. Oh,
okay. Let
this guy.
me.
What the fuck? What is he doing with his hands? Is he
He's
doing a little bit of this?
yeah. He's just very
The
like
flasher.
sassy. That's pretty close. Well, his name is Val Venus, and
Oh.
his gimmick is that he's a porn star that's a wrestler, and his move is actually he'll go to the top rope and splash on you, and it's called the money shot. That's
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 so
his
funny.
that's his actual move. I remember
The
as a
money
kid
shot.
as a kid not thinking anything, and now as an adult I'm like, that's so fucking dirty. Like,
I know, right? It's awesome. Expose kids more to this stuff.
yeah,
That
because I was a
turns
kid
out
when
like me.
yeah, I was a kid when I watched this, you know, and it was like entertaining, but the money shot, like, oh my god. Let's see.
Awesome. All right, let's.
Let
Oh,
me.
very blue. Oh, he looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
He does right. I think
Is
that's what
he
they were
Sub
going for.
Zero? Wait,
He
that's copyright infringement.
that's copyrighted.
-1.
Negative negative degree
-1.
Celsius.
Yeah.
Uh, his name is supposed to be Glacier,
Oh, wait,
which
Glacier? Like
glacier
glacier.
glacier like a iceberg
Yeah.
glacier. He's essentially a Sub-Zero ripoff. That's
Okay.
yeah, that's exactly what he is.
That's funny. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's
I'm glad
very
I saw Mortal Kombat, both Mortal Kombats. I actually did both reviews yesterday and today of the 2021 version and the 1995 version. I gotta say, I don't want to spoil anyone's enjoyment of watching my review, but I will say that 2021 is kind of a letdown.
I thought it was all right for it being like free on HBO because that's whenever like it was releasing on HBO. Like if I had to pay for it, like tickets, I'd
Yeah.
probably be disappointed. And
Yeah.
the original one, I love it because as a kid I loved it, but the song goes fucking hard. That dun
Yeah, it
dun
does.
dun 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 dun
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
That was cool as shit.
Yeah.
I just think that 2021 is basically an uncreative way to make a sequel. I mean, a remake.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna say there.
It tried. It tried.
It tried and failed.
I know I have 10 of these. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm on 6. Okay,
All
here's the
right,
next one.
cool. This guy is obviously doing an Elvis impression.
Kind of. I should have put. There is actually a guy who does an Elvis impression. He's called the Honky Tonk Man. I should have put that one.
Oh man. This guy, I'm gonna guess his name. His name is the American asterisk hole.
He is Disco Inferno,
Oh,
and he
I was
would
wrong.
come out and dance to 70s music. And
Oh, That's
That was
cute.
his gimmick. Yeah, I don't know, like I don't know how that okay, like strange gimmick
Very strange
to
gimmick.
live your life like that. Here, let me zoom on this
Is
one.
this guy in a chicken suit?
Yeah, they
Oh.
hatched out of the egg.
Um, what is his name? Um, Embryo for Life. That's his name.
This actually happened when the Undertaker premiered too. This character premiered, and his name's the Gobbledygooker.
The gobbledygook. What? That sounds
Yeah,
like a slur. I don't
I
want to
was
say
about
the
to say,
last part.
like it'll get flagged on YouTube or
Yeah.
something. The Gobbledygooker. That's the name. That is the name of this character. I
Oh,
don't know.
jeez.
I don't know what they had planned for him. I don't
Did
know.
they
Like
ever plan on doing a chicken bit ever again
I
after
know
this?
I know they brought him back just like as an inside joke.
Mm.
I think with the Undertaker, like after 30 years, it's like, oh, 30 years, the Gobbledygooker, ha ha. Ha. But
Haha.
yeah, this egg just hatching and him coming out was very strange for the wrestling world back
That is
when.
really weird. Did he do
Yeah,
well?
no, I don't think he even wrestled.
Oh,
he
that's
just he just hatched, and everyone look at the fans there. They're just
like
like
what the
staring,
fuck?
like they're like, what the fuck? Like, what is
Yeah,
this? We
exactly. I wish I was there, but I wasn't born yet. So,
Let's see, two more. The second one. Oh yeah, this I gotta zoom in.
ah, he looks like he kind of looks like a like for me a combination between Brock Lesnar and Cake Boss, Buddy from Cake Boss.
I could see that
uh,
chef look to it.
yeah. Um. Oh man, what's a good pun? The the chef dude guy, man, that's his name.
This is Dr. Isaac Yankum, and he's supposed to be a
He's a
dentist.
doctor. He's
A
a
dentist.
dentist.
A
I've never
dentist.
seen a dentist like that
Yeah,
ever.
and you could see he has like really bad teeth.
Yeah,
So he's like an evil dentist, and
that's really funny. He's
yeah,
like
very.
Willy Wonka's dad.
I
Exactly.
this wrestler ended up becoming Kane.
Oh,
Kane, the Undertaker's brother or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, he ended up becoming Kane.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, eventually he made it.
Well, that's good to
Uh,
hear.
last one. Let me see.
Oh my fucking god. What is he doing with his tongue? What? He's wearing plaid.
Yeah,
Um I'm gonna call him the mullet musketeer. That's him. That's his name.
his name is Droz,
Draws.
Droz, and his gimmick was that he could puke on command.
What?
Yeah, like,
Ew. That's gross. Did he
and
do it?
yeah, he was basically like puking on command. Like,
That's really
he could make himself
unsanitary.
puke. Sad story though. I think he got dropped on his neck and he ended up becoming paralyzed.
Oh, so he can't puke anymore.
Yeah,
Well, as long as he can't puke anymore, that's all right.
yeah, that it's like no, I that's my only thing that I had going for me is being able to puke, and now that
His
I'm
fucking
paralyzed from the neck
posture.
down,
His
I can't
posture in
puke.
this is so like creepy. Like trying to creep around like, ooh, I'm gonna get you. you know? Oh man. That was
No,
fun.
that was great. That was great. I'm glad we had that segment.
Yeah.
And that was just because the great Roddy Piper was in They Live. He was a great wrestler, great heel.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Uh do you have any final thoughts on They Live? Do you have a rating for it?
Uh, Probably after rewatching it, maybe an 8. Like it's got a bunch of cheesy lines and shit, but
Mm-hmm.
the message is like really good. The fight scenes are like pretty like legit too, because you have those two big guys fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But the actors, they're only doing so much. It's kind of over the top, blah blah blah, but it has a good
Right.
message to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree that has a really good message to it. I don't think that we can be saved. No one listened to that message, or I guess too many people listened to that message, and now we're still in the same situation now as they
Hmm.
live. So who knows if listening to this movie would have had an impact or not. But what's interesting about this movie, I don't remember what I gave it last time I reviewed it, but upon rewatch, I definitely give it like a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's really good. I like it a lot. There's some lines and some moments where I laughed at, just like, oh my fucking god, that happened. All right, cool. And then some parts are like, oh, look, the fucking cops are here. Get them. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
and
wait, don't get them. Please escape. You know?
the prosthetics are good too. Those creatures look pretty fucking scary. I don't know, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
real scary.
Yeah.
That's probably why there's those the whatever is it called? What the fuck is it called? A signal. That's probably why they have them signals hiding their faces, because they look ugly.
Yeah.
So solid 8.5 from me.
Yeah, I give it an 8. I think that's pretty good. It's They Live. We recommend it. If you
We
haven't watched it,
recommend.
watch it.
Yes, exactly. Do it. Do it now.
Yes, and
Yes.
go out there and reproduce, obey
Don't
all.
reproduce. Don't. Well, actually, man, I just think that world
Consume.
is also they live in idiocracy. We should do idiocracy.
I've never seen Idiocracy.
You've never seen idiocracy?
No, I've never seen it.
I really like the discussion of talking about society and things, which I usually don't talk about in my movie reviews. I just kind of talk about the movie,
Hmm.
unless there's like a message, a message that I got out of that movie.
Hmm.
Most movies, I feel like definitely modern movies now don't really have as strong as a message than
No.
movies like They Live or like Idiocracy. I've watched it before, but I'd like to watch it again because it's great.
No, we
Um,
could do that next.
yeah.
I've never seen it, and I hear so much that like our world is basically that right now. What
Yes,
Idiocracy is.
electrolytes. It's what plants crave. You don't get it yet, but
No, I
you
don't.
will.
I don't honestly don't know anything about the movie. I've never seen it. I just
Oh,
know
this is exciting.
Terry Crews is the president, right? The big black dude, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a buff ass dude. He's dumb as shit, and he's
Hmm.
just like he kind of just seems like a rock star. That's what
He's
the
almost like
impression.
if we had The Rock being
Yeah,
president. Yeah.
he's literally just the rock. I kind of.
The
I think
route
it's
we're going.
also. I think it's either written or directed by Mike
Mike
Judge, who
Judge,
did who
Beavis and
did
Butthead.
yeah, Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill. I
Hmm.
also
Oh,
did Beavis and Butthead Do America. I reviewed it a couple of weeks ago. That was fun.
I
So,
saw. I don't think I've seen that original one, but I saw the sequel that just came out.
mm,
The new one where they go out to space or whatever. It was pretty
yeah,
funny.
I
Yeah.
saw probably 12 minutes of that, and then I realized I was watching the wrong movie. Someone requested it, and I was like, "Oh wait, well, I gotta go back. Oh, this is much better than the Do the Universe. The opening is, I think. So, uh, do you have anything to plug, Lorenzo? I know this is on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, everyone check out my Patreon. This is going to be on Patreon on both of our Patreons. It's
Yes.
patreon.com slash Lorenzo Arreola. Check out the podcast. That's all funny. Everywhere podcasts are available on my YouTube channel, and check out retrohorroring.com for merchandise or any custom art that you'd like to get done. How about you,
Uh,
Mid Salad?
I do a daily movie review show over on youtube.com/ASC Presents, where I do movie reviews daily. Right now, I'm on 281 for the daily
Mhm.
streak right now.
Oh yeah.
But I've done like 430 movies so far, and the streak's just gonna get up. The ultimate goal of the channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. My goal is 5,000 hours. I mean, 5,000 movies, so it's 10,000 hours. So I could be an expert movie reviewer. So there's that. You can request a movie review. At my patreon.com/ASC Presents, or you can do that like on my Fansly or OnlyFans at the Linktree, linktr.ee/Tisman Salad. That way you can help support the daily grindiness of all the daily movie reviews through that Linktree. I did 3 movie edits today because before this, kind of, well, I was a little bit scrambled. Lorenzo, I know no one here saw it, but I was a little bit scrambled because it was did 3 movie edits and then did an ISOM fan art.
Oh yeah, that
Pride
was.
Month.
I don't have a bone in that battle, but that I was like that one. The first one, I was like, I don't know if I could retweet this one, but
So
the
I
second,
made a more shareable version
yeah,
so
yeah,
people
the
can
second
retweet it.
one was way more shareable,
Yeah,
and it's very well done.
thank
You're
you.
a great artist, even though it's done in kind of a spiteful way, but it's hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's very fun to do those arts. I'm also a professional artist. So my art commissions are closed. I have um, plans on doing a comic. More details later in existence. More details will come out later when I work on it more. So,
No, it's exciting. I can't wait to. Your art's great.
thank you.
Yeah.
I've been working on it. I've been doing a lot of anatomy studies, doing a lot of that. So,
Oh, I bet
like,
you
I
have.
care about art. I care. I give a shit about art. Unlike fucking Eric July, I'm calling him out right here. He does not give a shit about art. He's just a grifter. First of all, he's a grifter because he was on Barack Obama's marketing team, his campaign team, and he's a Democrat. And now he's pretending to be a Republican. He's a big old grifter. Okay, so I think he's a grifter. His comic looks like the art looks okay, but it's supposed to be realistic, and this looks like a combination between realistic and comic. It doesn't really seem like the coloring is choosing which art style to go for, and it
Mhm.
seems like he's just trying to topple. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to topple. He's trying to go over. He's trying to go with Hollywood with this shit. No, your story doesn't have a story. Your comic doesn't have a story. Well, it does, but it's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. So that's just a little rant at the end.
And
But
I
I care
would.
about art so
Yeah,
much.
no, I know you do. I've seen your art. It's you put yourself into it, and
Yeah.
I would comment more on art and comics, but I'm not. I can't draw. I can only draw Snoopy, like literally,
Mm,
and just his head. I can't draw his body. So
mm,
like, yeah,
that's fun.
so that's where I draw the line. Is like I'm more of a
Draw
writer.
the line.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Funny joke. Ha ha. I think that's all the places I gotta plug.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
check out her link tree. It's there at the bottom. Consume it, obey it. Autistic boobs on Twitter.
Twitter.
And yeah, I want to thank y'all for showing up and watching. And thank you, Min Salad. You're great.
This is definitely going to be monthly for starters. This was very fun. I want to do this again. The
Yeah,
Tits and Areola show.
yeah. I didn't know if I could put the word tits, so I just put the star.
I'm gonna make a logo. I didn't have time to make a logo, but next time there will be a logo. So
No, you're
yes.
definitely busy with especially with that super killer
Yeah.
that art. No, we could definitely do this monthly. I could see it, and
Yes.
we'll figure out if it's Idiocracy or some other film that we do.
All right.
Uh, yeah, definitely. But thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Min Salad, for being great as always, and we'll see y'all later.
Have a nice time.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Take care.